Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how much money I can make in 5 hours on a brand new free-to-play account. So this is going to be basically a from scratch video, and I basically just want to showcase some free-to-play money-making methods for all you new players and give you some ideas of ways you can make money if you're new to the game. And if you guys do enjoy this type of video, let me know in the comments down below, and also hit that thumbs up button so I know that you guys like it and I can make more of them. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoy the video. So here we are, we just started our brand new account. So we are going to have 5 hours to make as much money as possible, but I also do want to showcase a few different money making methods and not just do the same money making method for the full 5 hours. I want to give you guys a variety of methods that you can use, and we're also going to try some things out. So we're just going to start off with making a little bit of starting cash so we can get started out. And I like doing this just by cutting some regular trees and then selling the logs on the Grand Exchange. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I also ran all the way to Zamorak, got the lodestone there. That way we can get to the Grand Exchange a lot faster. So we're just going to cut some logs now and then sell them on the Grand Exchange. Now we ended up getting a full inventory of logs. It actually took a lot longer than I thought, but we're going to sell these, and there we go. We got a nice amount of starting cash. Now the main thing that I want to buy with this is a Staff of Air. That way we can start training magic. We have unlimited air spells. We're also going to buy a little bit of magic gear as well, and we're going to get started with our first real money making method. So starting off, I wanted to try killing rabbits. This can be a decent money making method. I believe it's around 1 mil per hour. So I just want to try this out and see how good it actually is, because I haven't actually done this method, I don't think. Usually I will kill chickens, but I just want to try this out since it is something a bit different. Obviously it is going to be a little bit slower than normal since I don't have some really useful magic abilities like chains. That would be extremely useful here for killing these rabbits. Yeah, we don't have that, so it's going to be a bit slower, but at least we will be training up our magic as well. So this is an excellent money making method for brand new accounts. Now I realized that the rabbits were only dropping the raw rabbit meat, so I decided to switch to the chickens. Since I do find them a lot better, they drop the eggs, they drop feathers, raw chicken meat, as well as bones. So there's a lot of different drops that you can pick up, and it just makes it a lot faster, I think, and more money per hour. So we are going to be doing this and also training our magic up. Now our main goal right now, I want to do this until we get to level 30 magic. That way we will unlock Surge, and that will basically allow us to save time running around, which should be really helpful later on. So far, killing chickens looks like it's a lot better than killing the rabbits. As you saw, that full inventory is worth 30k, and it literally takes about 30 seconds to get. And you're also getting a decent bit of magic XP for a brand new account. So I really do like this method, and we're going to keep on going and hopefully make our first 1 mil off of it. Now I'm taking a little bit of a break from killing the chickens. I ended up getting a bunch of protein bars from the treasure hunter, so I'm just going to use these to train up my smithing so we can actually do a smithing money making method later on. Smithing bars is usually a pretty good money making method, and it's also pretty AFK, so it will be nice if I'm busy and I need to work on something else while playing on this account. And so from our protein bars, we end up getting up to level 30 smithing, so that's pretty good. We're going to try out probably smithing iron bars later. That's going to be a nice AFK method that we can try. But now we're going to go back to the chickens, finish off the level 30 magic grind. And so there it is. We ended up getting level 30 magic. So we unlocked Surge, which will be helpful later on. Now also, we did get quite a bit of loot from these chickens. We got about 500 of each of the items that they drop. So 500 eggs, 500 of the raw chicken, and 500 bones. So that is going to be pretty good, and we're going to see how much that sells for on the Grand Exchange. As you can see from the price check, it's priced at around 1.3 million, so that's not too bad. Looking at what we actually got from selling it, looks like the eggs aren't selling for what they're listed at, and I'm probably going to find this with a lot of the free-to-play methods. So it's going to be interesting to see how many of these theoretical free-to-play methods are actually viable in free-to-play, and just because we'll have to see if all of these items actually do sell on the Grand Exchange. As you can see, we actually got the raw chicken to sell quite a bit above the listed price, so it does make up for the eggs selling below. So we actually ended up making a little bit more money than what it was listed at, so that's pretty awesome. We got over 1.3 million so far. Now moving on to our next money making method. This one's going to be a bit different. I wanted to incorporate a little bit of archaeology and see how gathering materials is in terms of GP per hour. So we're just going to quickly do the archaeology tutorial, and then I want to start excavating the third age iron, and we're going to see how quickly we can get that and if it is a pretty good free to play money making method. And so we quickly got the tutorial completed. However, it is really slow getting this third age iron, probably because we are using a bronze matic at the moment. But once we do reach level 20 archaeology, which is the max skill cap for free to play, we can buy a steel matic, and that should speed up the process, allow us to get some more third age iron per hour. So I'm going to just go ahead and keep on doing it and get to level 20 and see how fast it is then. So this method didn't turn out to be that great. We only ended up excavating about 200 of the third age iron, so that's 400k right there. It probably was around half an hour to get all of that those materials. So overall around 800k per hour, not really too great. We're going to move on to that next money making method that I did mention earlier. I want to try making iron bars. Now, you might not make too much money off of this. It does depend on what the iron bars are going to sell for, but it is a nice AFK money making method, so I do want to try it out and just see how viable it actually is. We're going to make around 1,000 iron bars. It does require 2 iron ore to make 1 iron bar. So we'll see how this goes. Looks like we'll have to buy the iron ore a little bit above Grand Exchange price, so hopefully the iron bars sell for at least the Grand Exchange price once we are done making them. And so we're going to start off doing this method. This method, as I said, it's really nice because it is really AFK. You got about 40-45 seconds of AFK time each time you are smelting the iron bars. And again, it can be done with any bars in free to play. The best right now is adamant, I believe. It's listed at about 2 mil per hour if you do have level 47 smithing. So unfortunately, it was a little bit too high to get to 47 in just 5 hours if we're trying to make as much money as possible. But again, it does depend on the Grand Exchange prices and if it does actually sell for what it's listed for. So it's going to be really interesting to see how effective this method is. It looks like the iron bars are listed at 1.3k each. So hopefully they do sell for at least that. We are going to be making about 1,100 iron bars from our 2,000 iron ore. That is because at level 19 smithing, you have a 10% chance to make an extra bar. So that is where a lot of the profit is going to come from. And so we are done smithing the iron bars. It took about half an hour to complete this. We got a little bit over 1.1k bars. And it looks like they don't sell for the Grand Exchange price. So that is really, really bad. It is going to cut into the profit by quite a bit. Now, you could leave these iron bars in here, and they probably will sell over time, but I'm just going to instantly sell them. As you can see, we really didn't make much money off of this, not even 200k from this method, and it took about half an hour to complete, so it's not a great method at all. Only about 300 or 400k per hour, so that is not really worth it. However, it is an AFK method, so that's the only good thing about the method, I guess. But we're going to move on to a better method. I'm just going to buy an amulet of magic right now to boost my DPS. We're going to try out spell wisps. Spell wisps are a really good creature to kill, however, they can be kind of tough. You do need a higher magic level, higher combat level in general. So I'm hoping my level 30 magic can handle them. Now, before I head out to kill these spell wisps, I got a bit sidetracked. I was trying to buy these team capes on the Grand Exchange, so I quickly just want to buy some in the wilderness and then head to the Grand Exchange and try and sell them. And this is because on the Grand Exchange, I tried to buy one of these capes for 50k and it wouldn't buy. So I'm hoping that there are some people with some buy orders in for these capes, and hopefully they do sell for a lot of money. It's either that or they won't sell for anything, so hopefully this does turn out. Now, this method is a really niche method and it might not work, but located on the screen now, you can see a map where all the cape merchants are located. So I'm going to go to a few of them and buy their capes, and then I'm going to sell them on the Grand Exchange and just see if this is a viable money-making method. It is very niche because there's probably not a lot of buy orders in for these capes, but it should be interesting to see. And so we are back at the Grand Exchange. As you can see, unfortunately, these capes aren't going to sell for anything. They're totally worthless, so the method definitely didn't work. This is really unfortunate because it took around 20 to 30 minutes to buy all of these capes. And it looks like they won't even sell below the Grand Exchange price. Now, I could leave them in over time and they probably will sell. So I am going to leave a few of these capes in the Grand Exchange as we move on to some further money-making methods, and hopefully they do sell and it will help boost our cash stack. We're right around 2 mil right now, so that's not too bad. However, we only have about an hour and a half left. So we're headed to our next money-making method. I'm going to be killing the spell wisps. So spell wisps are a really good creature to kill for money. They can be killed at a pretty low level also. So I'm only level 30 magic right now and level 8 defense when I started here. I'm going to be training both, so we're going to level those up a little bit. But spell wisps, they are pretty good for money. They drop about 2 to 3k in loot every time. That is because they drop the impish ashes, which is where you will be making most of your money. Also, there is a bank deposit box or a bank deposit person nearby. Wizard Myrtle will deposit all of your items for free, so you can just go to him. He is literally just 10 steps to the east, and you can just go deposit your items with him. So the banking is really fast here, and the spell wisps, they are somewhat easy to kill. I did find that I had a bit of a difficult time killing them with only level 30 magic. Definitely would increase the GP per hour if I was a lot higher. And I also was taking a little bit of damage as well, so I would have to use regenerate just to make sure my health didn't get too low. So those two factors did cut into the GP per hour. But overall, if you're a high level player, you can get around 2 mil per hour. If you're sort of my level, I'm expecting around 1 to 1.5 mil per hour doing this. And also, here's just a look at an inventory from these. As you can see, it's about 45k. So that's pretty good. And also, you can just deposit with Wizard Myrtle right here. Send these items straight to your bank, which is super handy. And so we ended up hitting level 33 magic here at the spell wisps. So this is another pretty significant goal. It does unlock another money-making method that I do want to briefly try, which is collecting Wine of Zamorak. For this, you will need telekinetic grab, which does require level 33 magic. So we're going to go ahead and try that. This method can be really good. However, you're usually contested by other players or bots, so it can be difficult to obtain the Wines of Zamorak. As you can see here, here's a look at the loot we got from the spell wisps. We made just over 400k in about half an hour. So that is pretty decent to add to the loot tab. It's looking like we're getting close to 2.5 mil, and I'm going to probably end it with this last money-making method, which is going to be collecting the Wines of Zamorak. So hopefully we can make some money off of that, because so far about 2.5 mil in 5 hours is alright. It's not really that great, so hopefully we can boost it by quite a bit. Now, to collect the Wines of Zamorak, it is located in the Chaos Temple, which is north of Falador. You will need to use the telekinetic grab on each of the Wines of Zamorak. Unfortunately, in basically all of the free-to-play worlds, there are other players or other bots that are trying to get these as well. And also the downside about this method, since I am a pretty low-level player, I do take a lot of damage from the monks who will attack you as soon as you grab the Wine of Zamorak. So I definitely do need a higher defense level if I was to do this for a long term. Funny enough, I actually did die a few times doing this since they hit me so hard in a short amount of time. So I definitely would recommend having a higher defense level when doing this method. And also you should bring some food as well, just in case you do take too much damage. Now also, as I said, one of the big downsides about this method is that you are fighting over it with other players, And I'm almost 100% positive that a lot of these players are bots as well. So this is really frustrating since they basically do get it every time. I was able to beat them out for a few of them. So I do think that was kind of lucky, but it probably does depend on your ping. So if you do have good ping, you can probably do this method and beat out the bots. But if not, it's not really worth it because you won't really get that much per hour, especially if there's 2 or 3 people trying to get the same wine of Zamorak. And so I finished up my time collecting the wines of Zamorak. Unfortunately, I only managed to get 16 of them. However, they are priced at a little bit over 12k each right now. So it is going to be some decent money, but definitely not worth it, at least when you are contested by other bots. And then also, just because my defense level was a bit low, I was taking a little bit too much damage from the monks. So we're just going to sell all of our items right now and see what we can get our final cash stack at to check how much money we made in these 5 hours. And so we're just going to head over to hands to check our official time played, and it should be right around 5 hours if I timed it correctly. And as you can see, we got 4 hours and 58 minutes, so just under 5 hours. And this is how much we were able to make. So as you can see, we were able to make just over 2.5 mil in those 5 hours. That's about 500k per hour, so it isn't really that much, but that's probably because I was trying a bunch of different money-making methods, and a lot of them didn't really turn out, like buying those capes in the wilderness, and also smelting the iron bars. That really didn't turn out either. But that's just what you got to do sometimes when you're trying to find a really good money-making method. You have to see if the prices are actually what they sell for. And that's something really important to keep into account when you're playing RuneScape 3. Although it does say an item is priced at a certain price, it might not always sell for that price. But nevertheless, we did end up making about 2.5 mil, which is okay. It definitely is a lot harder to make money in free-to-play. I would say killing the chickens was by far the best money-making method that I did in this video, but I didn't want to do it for the full 5 hours. Now also, as you can see, we did get some decent stats over these 5 hours. We ended up getting 33 magic, 32 smithing, most of that coming from the protein bars. We also ended up getting 13 woodcutting, as well as 20 archaeology and 24 constitution. So overall, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully you found it kind of interesting to see how much I made in my 5 hours on a brand new from scratch account. If you guys would like to see a different variation of this video, maybe trying out a members world, let me know in the comments down below and maybe we could try that out. And if you guys did enjoy, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content like this, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.